Hey folks, Tommy the Butcher for Wise Guys BBQ. Here on another beautiful sunny summer day in southern New England. The sun's shining, it's 90 degrees. You know, I can't think of a better dish than to do, or a better time than to do a hot smoked salmon with a fresh mango salsa. And I'm gonna show you exactly how you can do it at home. So before we get started, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will not miss an episode. I can't wait to show you how you can do this at home. So stick around, we're gonna make it together. All right, so we're gonna get ready with our salmon. This is a whole side fillet of salmon. This happens to weigh just under 4 pounds. There were some pin bones in it. I had to remove them. When you do get your salmon at home, just run your finger along the center of the fillet, and if you feel any pointy type of object protruding, those are called pin bones. Just want to take a pair of pliers and just pull them out. But I've done that, and we're good to go. So the other thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna get this seasoned off in a second, but I want to trim up some of the edges a little bit, just to make it a little more clean, a little more presentable. Not only that, some of these thin areas won't really cook the same as the thicker areas. So I want to go around, and this is the belly side. I want to trim this off a little bit. All right, like I said, we're using, for today, we're using the entire side fillet of the salmon. We're doing this basically for presentation and for dramatic presentation, but you can use 8-ounce fillets, any size you'd like. And I'll explain this a little bit later. You want the skin on, because it's gonna aid in the grilling or the smoking process. But I'll explain that later on when we get over to the smoker. So I've got this all trimmed up the way I want. We're gonna, very simple seasoning. This happens to be a smoky turmeric seasoning. We're gonna put the link to it down in the description box. Absolutely delicious with seafood, poultry, any of the white proteins. It can be used on beef, pork, or anything like that. But I'm telling you, it's got turmeric in it. There's some smoky paprika, sea salt. Although the salt flavor profile isn't that aggressive, we're gonna add a little salt to this. But you can be very, very liberal with this. I mean, extremely liberal. Just when you think you don't have enough, put a little more, and you're gonna get away with that. So, in I go. But this is absolutely delicious. Give this a try, and I think you'll be quite pleased. I've recommended it to family and friends alike, and they've all been extremely happy with it. But get that on very, very liberal. Almost to the point where you don't see the flesh. Now, I used to find this at my local market. In fact, a couple of different local markets in the area, but they've been discontinued, and I had to go onto Amazon, good old Amazon, and I found it. So it can be obtained if you go on Amazon. Like I said, we're gonna provide you with the link down below. So that's it. The only preparation we're gonna do on this piece of salmon. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put it on a foil-lined sheet pan with a rack, and this is gonna go into the smoker just as you see it. Tighten that up. In fact, I'm gonna add just a little bit more seasoning. If you see any bald spots, don't be afraid to come back and apply a little bit more of the rub. All right, there we go. Gotta go over to the smoker, get this on. We'll see you over there in 1 minute. All right, we're gonna be running at 275 degrees. We're gonna get this salmon in the smoker. Gonna let it go for about 30 minutes, and we're looking for an internal temperature of about 130 degrees Fahrenheit. You can go anywhere between 125 up to 140, depending on your degree of doneness that you like. 140 would be well done. 130 is gonna be more of a medium rare type thing. And that's it. Let that go for about a half an hour. In the meantime, we're gonna get busy on our mango salsa, and we'll be back here to check that out shortly. Next, we're going to put our fresh mango salsa together. And what we're using for mangoes, we're using what's called a honey mango. They're also called a champagne mango. They're basically available anywhere from May through October. basically how you want to do these, locate the center. Just go maybe 1/8 of an inch off center, and you'll be able to clear that pit or stone and go straight down. And if you come up across that bone, just angle your knife away from it just a slight bit, and you'll be able to get through that pit, that bone, no problem. So there's one half. I'm gonna go in and get the other half. There, we have these two. Now, the pit on these are quite wide, so you're only gonna end up with a very small amount on these sides. So that's about all you're gonna get off of that. Now, next thing we wanna do, I mean, you can peel this with a peeler. I usually go in with my knife, go parallel to the cutting board, go straight across the bottom, and you'll get the skin off the bottom, and then basically just trim that skin off the sides. And that's it. Yeah, now all we have to do is just chop these up. So that's it. I have our 5 mangoes, 6 mangoes. I forget what I started with, but there we go. I'm gonna remove this off to the side. All right, we're gonna get our mangoes into a larger bowl because I have other ingredients going in here. And next we're gonna go in with 1 medium red bell pepper. This has been finely chopped. Everything about the same size. Try to get everything chopped the same size. We're gonna go in with a 1/4 cup of, actually it's a 1/2 cup of diced red onion. Red onions are very strong, they're very pungent. If you think these are gonna be too strong with you, then you can use a green onion, scallions, they work very well. I have 1 medium jalapeno, all finely chopped. Then we're gonna go in with a 1/4 cup of either chopped parsley or fresh chopped cilantro. And lastly, we're gonna do the juice of 1 lime. All right, let's get this all blended up, all stirred. Let me tell you, there's some bright, vibrant colors in here, bright, vibrant flavors. It's gonna complement that salmon. I'm telling you, this is a very delicious dish to do in the summertime. All right, and finally, we wanna do a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Not much because we have jalapeno in there, so this is just gonna add a different dimension of heat. And just a pinch of salt. Give this a taste. I can already say, I can see it's gonna be good. That is absolutely delicious. There's a lot of flavors going on there. Heat, sweet. It's gonna be great. All right, we just gotta wait for our salmon, and then we'll be putting all this together. All right, I want to take a look at our salmon. It's looking great. We're getting some nice color. We want to look for, I'm looking for an internal temp of 130 degrees. Now, because this is the entire side, the entire fillet, obviously there are some thick spots and some thinner spots, but we want to look for 130 degrees right in like one of the thickest locations of it. I have 129 there, that's good. There's another 129, that's fine. Once I get into these thinner sections, we're seeing higher temps, 134. But I'm gonna get this off. We're gonna glaze it with a hot honey, and then it's going back on so that we can get that honey set up. So it'll actually continue to rise a few more degrees while it's back in there. All right, so that's looking fantastic at this point. So we're gonna get a hot honey. All I'm gonna do is do a couple of runs back and forth, just drizzle it on. Then with a brush, I'm using a silicone brush, we're just gonna brush this in. Now what this is gonna do, it's gonna, obviously you can see it, it's gonna give it a great sheen. It's gonna add a little more sweetness and with a little more heat to back that up. But it's gonna get everything glazed off nice. So we want this glaze to, as we say, tack up in the world of barbecue. That'll allow it to dry, to get sticky, to caramelize a little bit more before it's done. So I'm gonna shut the lid. We're gonna come back to that in about 5 minutes. All right, it's showtime and presentation time. Our salmon is off the smoker. We allowed the hot honey to tack up a little bit. We got a nice glaze, it's looking beautiful. We're gonna present this now. I'm gonna leave the whole thing the way it is. I'm not gonna touch it. All we're gonna do is We're gonna take fresh mango salsa. It's been in the fridge chilling for about close to an hour. And literally you could do this however you like. You can get creative, you can put it off to the side, however you want, but I'm gonna create a presentation. I'm gonna go right across the top with it. You have it, folks. Hot smoked salmon with a fresh mango salsa. We did it for you today on the smoker. And you know, let me say something. We expected to go into this cook. We were expecting a 30-minute cook. It did in fact take a little more than an hour, but just be sure you're using an instant read thermometer. Monitor your temperatures, and whether you run into a little, you know, monkey wrench along the way, you'll be able to recover and pull off a successful cook. But that's it. I want you to try this for yourself at home. You're gonna delight your family, you're gonna delight your guests. Everybody's gonna love this. I can't think of a better dish to do than on a hot summer day than this. Fresh, vibrant, full of flavor, full of color. It's a great presentation. Not only that, this is gonna taste great too. I'm gonna find out right now. So I'm gonna dig right in here. You can see the moistness in the salmon. It's glistening. We got the fresh mangoes, all that around it. Man, this is gonna be the bite of all bites, let me tell you. Wow, it's absolutely delicious. The flavor with the mango and the pepper, the jalapeno, it just packs a punch, and it's absolutely delicious. You gotta do it. I hope you enjoy what we did for you today. This is Tommy the Butcher for Wise Guys BBQ. Please like, share, above all subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss an episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.